Yo, man, that thing is such a heater. GM. Hope you guys are doing all right. Happy Thursday. Thirsty Thursdays. If you're a participant, I know I am. I've got a coffee and a water, double fisting this morning. I hope you are too. Got to stay hydrated while we get caffeinated. You know, it's the only way to do it. Plus, when you drink so much coffee, you don't want to have a sour belly. So that's how you get that sour belly. All right. Grateful we're bringing them on up. Man, I'm excited about today.
Bro, I am so excited because there's an alpha ninja down there and it's a Bitcoin ordinal. And when we started talking about it, I did my very first ever research. And I'm like, holy crap. Like, dude, I want one of those. And I've been doing their little hustles that they have pizza and stuff. So, but then I started, I had some friends sign up and it didn't come on my ticker. You know what I'm saying? So I haven't been able to go to my next quest. So hopefully, man, I'm just excited because I want to talk to this dude. What do you know, man? I want one of those. They got pizza and ninjas, Jay.
I'm down for the
pizza and ninjas.
Pizza is life.
And ninjas.
That. Well, ninjas.
And ninjas.
Ninjas aren't. I'm not a ninja guy. If I was into jujitsu.
Really?
Stuff, maybe. I mean, ninjas are cool. Don't get me wrong. I'm not hating on ninjas. I don't hate ninjas at all. I'm just not listen. I'm not a karate guy.
No, look at me.
Yeah,
look
speaking of karate.
Hang on 1 sec, Corey. I got one quick conversation with my guy here. Abbott and Costello, Jay. They're gonna put us in movies. We're gonna be ninjas. We're gonna be doggone adventurers. We're gonna go be archaeologists.
All right.
We're gonna be ninjas.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna
Abbott and Costello.
All right, here we go. Much like today's show, I'm gonna have an open mind. All right. I was thinking about Nessie. And his recent release, Open Minds. And I was like, you know what? I should have an open mind. Because I think, in my opinion, and don't murder me or rake me over the coals the whole day for this. But I think ordinals could potentially be a waste of Satoshis. And now today I want you guys to challenge me. I want you to challenge that thought. I want to have the conversation because I want to have an open mind. I want to understand why someone would break up some Bitcoin that they have to participate in the NFT ecosystem when you could just participate in the regular NFT ecosystem and save those Satoshis for hodling, because we all know what's going to happen. The writing is on the wall with Bitcoin. I'm not knocking on Bitcoin. I just think Bitcoin as the store of value, the peer-to-peer cash system, as our man Satoshi Nakamoto intended it to be, I meant to say. That's to me the anti-ethos of Bitcoin. Now, that's what today's all about. I would love for you guys to change my mind on this.
Well, Jay, I know you're super excited.
Mm-hmm.
But I just as a quick reminder, we should probably go over the rules and stuff because we do have a lot of new friends in the building. This is, we have a lot of people here. This is their first time coming to the breakfast community, and I imagine they're coming from their ordinal spaces or wherever they reside from. So they might do things differently over there. I don't know. I know that when I try to go to the Bitcoin house here in Nashville, I'm scared because it says, yo, you can come hang out, but don't talk about no other NFTs. Don't talk about no other crypto. All we talk about Bitcoin, period. I'm like, shit, that's it. Because I don't want to be in there. And then I bring up, I'm like, yeah, man, I want to talk about a crypto good. And they start heating on me and stuff. I'm like, dang, chill out, nerds. I just accidentally said another thing. You know what I mean? I don't know.
That's etiquette,
I don't mean to call them nerds, but bro.
That's all right. We just got to learn the etiquette. That's all. No shilling other things other than Bitcoin stuff. And so, listen, that's what we're learning about today. I'm excited about this because really quick. And
we didn't give them the rules.
Oh, yeah.
The rules of the show. Huh?
The rules of the show are very simple. Don't be a douchebag. So no racist, sexist, homophobes. Other than that, everybody is more than willing and welcome, to come up to the stage and participate in the conversation. That's what we love. That's what we're here for. That's what we want. We just ask that you guys, be respectful when you come up here. No need to be angry unless you're an angry person, and that's fine. You are who you are. But that's just follow the rules. No douchebaggery.
And I was being a douchebag. Nobody's nerds. I just, I was just saying that
mind
just because they were getting on me.
I like
because
to
of other notes.
I like to say nerds. I mean, I call my friends nerds. I mean, at the end of the day, here's the deal.
Okay.
At the end of the day, I'm a nerd. Maybe not like as nerdy as the people in the Cardano community, because we all know that like those are like the science nerds. But hey, shout out to the Ada gang, and that's the thing, because they'd rather be the Cardano community than the Ada gang. I'm sorry, we're not talking about anything other than Bitcoin today. And that's the other rule. That's no
worries.
Only Bitcoin today. We're gonna follow the rules. Only Bitcoin.
Well, we're hunk nerds.
Hunk nerds. So there we go. Hunk nerds. Bitcoin currently coming in at 37,631. That's on the trading view chart that I'm looking at. So like that. You think we're gonna be over 40,000 next week? Anyone?
Yeah.
I think so. I think we'll probably go up.
Yeah.
We'll see. Nice little journey up.
I definitely think we quit hearing about the ETF. It's kind of died out in the news. You know what I mean? They do that thing on the back burner. You know what I mean?
It's on the back burner until January. Like Matthew, what do you think about this? Like ETF news, early January, Bitcoin rips up to the halvening, and then the institutions pull the plug, get everybody to sell. They accumulate even more, and then we go rocket ship. What do you guys think?
It's a nice crystal ball you got there, Jay.
Thank you.
Are you selling those? Are they NFT memberships?
Yes.
It's meta chains.
In the form of, if you're watching on YouTube, a like, and if you're listening on Twitter, just retweet the space. That's all it costs. Everything's free around here. All it costs you is maybe a couple button clicks.
Yeah, I think the ETF comes Q1. I'm hoping that we don't rip to 40. I don't want this stuff to be like priced in and buy the rumor, sell the news. Like, I'm kind of happy that things are trading sideways a bit for a little while. Like, we just need to, the pool's getting warm. Like, we're filling the jacuzzi with bubbles and the bath bombs. Like, we're getting ready. Like, there's no reason to rush into this. So we got a long marathon ahead of us. So I'm also saying that selfishly because we're trying to raise money. And like the higher this stuff goes now, the lower returns that I can actually get. So anything that trades sideways or down just for a little bit would be preferable on my side. I just don't want it to get overhyped.
There you go. All right. Well,
it sounds selfish.
It does.
Sounds Matthew being very selfish with his predictions over there.
We want everybody to load their bags accordingly. That's the whole goal for we should all want that for every single buddy in this ecosystem and industry is load your bags accordingly.
Slow and steady.
I dial it to 100x. No, we heard. Where was I? Was it yesterday on this show, or was it on Ben's last night, where somebody said they got like 1,000x leverage on some site?
I think it was the Razzle Dazzle, possibly. But yeah, someone said 1,000x leverage.
Oh, I need to know where I can do that. I would 1,000x.
Dude, I'll give you 10,000 leverage right now, but it's got to be on a bet that we have to make for the Basel.
That my roundhouse kick is better than Corey's.
Yeah, but if you throw like a snake at you, like, can you actually roundhouse kick tangling with a snake?
If you throw a snake at me, I'm running away, man. Trust me. I don't want anything to do with a snake. I won't even be there. I'm leaving. I do want to say GM to Grateful. Grateful, I know he reached out to some people in the ordinal community, because that's what's going to make today's conversation possible, is people who know exactly WTF they're talking about. So GM,
that's what it's about.
Grateful, how are you?
GM, I'm good, man. There's some traffic, trying to get somewhere to pull over. But yeah, excited for the morning. Real quick, I know it's not Bitcoin, but the 1,000x deal you're talking about was a homie yesterday from Cyber8s.
That's right.
And that's it. Now, and the casino. Now it's all Bitcoin.
Well, we can still 1,000x, 1,000x long on Bitcoin. Come on. What do you think what kind of stop loss would you have to set on that? What's up, Dougie?
Cake.
No, pizza. No, this is the community of pizza. Everybody chant pizza. Pizza.
Everybody boo. Listen, guys, everybody boo Dougie. He does not like pizza. You cannot trust him, man. Boo. Boo.
Cake and strawberry.
It just has to have pineapple.
Ooh,
that's fine. Boo.
Listen, pineapple upside down cake is really good. Carrot cake is really good, but pizza is way better.
pizza lovers should be buying pizza sats and inscribing dope shit on them. Uh, so I think everybody knows how I feel about ordinals, and I was kind of upside down on it, like way back, in February, and when I was first hearing about it, I kind of had the same mindset, man. I was like, what the hell? Like, this isn't going to be, something that's probably sustainable or too good. But I got into it pretty quick. The amount of ordinal communities that started on X back then was like ridiculous. There's just a endless amount of information and people out there that are willing to spread information and answer questions and help you learn. And there's been, a bunch of different problems, but at this point, it's like people are doing everything, man. It's not just about NFTs, people are doing all sorts of different shit, video, gaming. I mean, everything is going down over there. And when there's an issue, the people that are really, the big brains behind everything, seem to come up with solutions for things and are helping people out really, really quick. But just kind of something to preface this whole space with and think about is if Bitcoin is a store of value and art is a store of value, what does that mean for ordinals moving forward in the future with historical provenance and permanence on the blockchain? I got orange pilled hard, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes I literally feel like an ordinal. I swear to God, dude.
Well,
they hit different, bro. They hit
you love it.
way different.
Yeah. And here's the thing too, Jay. I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, man, what's gonna be really tough is that we don't know any of these people. They're new friends. You know what I'm saying? And maybe like the people that we have on stage, maybe we give take 15-second, hey, who are you? You know what I mean? Like,
what do you know?
What's kind of your
what role
saying
do you
or
play in the ordinal ecosystem?
Yeah, just are you like a community member? Are you someone that loves it? You know what I mean? Just an opportunity for us maybe to meet. Because I see good thing. He go up here going crazy. He's an artist and a builder. That'd be pretty dope. So, and I think this Crypto Cowboys. I think he's got he might be like a super genius with the Bitcoin Ordinals, but I don't know because I got to meet him.
Well, first off, welcome new friends. Definitely appreciate everybody for being here, whether you're sitting in the audience or up here on stage. So yeah, definitely let's do that. So that does make a lot of sense. Good things. We are actually following each other. So what do you know about On-Chain Monkey and MetaGood NFT?
Yeah, hey, good morning, guys. So my name is Mike. I work for a company called MetaGood. We created On-Chain Monkey, which is an NFT collection, or actually a series of NFT collections. So I've been in crypto since 2017. Bought Bitcoin around October 2017. Bought it all the way up to 20,000. Held it for like 3 years, all the way through, the bear until the next bull market. Got into NFTs in 2021 through On-Chain Monkey, and it was because of our founders. These guys they have a huge track record. I started off as an engineer in the company, did that for a little over a year, and moved into an evangelist role, and now I run marketing for the company. I'm very steeped into NFTs in the Ethereum ecosystem, and when Ordinals came out, we watched it from pretty much, pretty early on, sub 10K Ordinals, and we decided to inscribe our flagship collection back in February in inscription 2021-9, so fairly early. And it's basically the first 10K collection inscribed in a single inscription. We can get into kind of what that means later, but it's an important precedent for scalability with ordinals on Bitcoin. But yeah, that's a little bit about my background. I'm super happy to join you guys. I love the vibe here so far, and I'm excited to talk with everybody.
Absolutely, man. No, appreciate you being here and joining us. So the inscription number, that's important. That seems to have some major importance in the whole ordinal ordeal. Now, let me something that Grateful had said, and I understand. That makes sense that there's if there's a way to capture that data and move it around, like NFTs, like you said something about gaming. Does that is that something that would potentially just destroy the network if you all of a sudden have like a a gaming ecosystem on the Bitcoin network? Because we're already seeing like the transaction fees and times like kind of start to get a little bit higher with the activity, right? Like, does gaming then make that even worse if that's like an ecosystem that takes off, or is that not really a worry?
So yeah, I think kind of the big basis of this conversation is like, what is Bitcoin as a system? What is it intended to be used for? What do people think that means? And what can it be used for? And there's a lot of philosophy there, right? Like we've got over a decade of philosophy of users of Bitcoin and interest, what it should be used for. And as far as like the system itself, it has constraints. So you got 4 megabytes per block. It's around 200 gigabytes per year that you can store on chain on Bitcoin. And since basically the Taproot upgrade, and now that Ordinals is an adapted protocol on top of that, you can basically store arbitrary data, on this system. And so it's not really about, from my perspective, it's not about breaking Bitcoin. It's about basically expanding the use case for Bitcoin, and that's already happened. Like with Taproot, with Ordinals, like the kind of the toothpaste is out of the tube. So now it's I think as an industry, as a global user base, it's about people working together to figure out how do we ensure that this scales, that it is kind of like used in the best way possible, because it's an incredibly scarce resource, probably one of the most scarce resources we've ever seen, human made. So gaming is not, I would say, like the number one application that we'll see be used. It's possible to store gaming assets on there, but I think as we get into the conversation, we'll start to understand that I think what Bitcoin really is, it's a place to store the most valuable data. So whatever that data is, whatever the market decides is the most valuable data, that's what will be stored on Bitcoin.
So I mean, like in theory, that should be the most important data to human existence, right? Whether it's our medical records, whether that is our most precious assets, right? Like the most important things, because that's like for say for our medical records to truly live on the blockchain, you have to know that it's not going to get fucked around with. Like that's
right.
And we've talked on this, and we've talked on this show too about maybe what specific blockchains in the future, like they play a very specific role within the existence of humans. And so maybe that is again, if and we all know Bitcoin is the most secure, right? And so with that being said, whatever the most secure thing that we need to do in order to function as humans lives on the blockchain, that is Bitcoin. And then gaming, maybe that goes on Solana because it's fast and cheap. Ethereum, I don't know if Ethereum ever fixes itself, but that's not what we're talking about today. I don't know why I'm even mentioning other coins. We're talking about Bitcoin. So hey, is that Coach?
You swerved out of your lane a little bit.
I know. I appreciate
I mean, we're only talking about Bitcoin, so I had to get you a little horn, get you back in your lane.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, for every time you talk about non-Bitcoin, you've got to buy a pizza set. That's what somebody just told me.
Okay. All right. I will make some kind of deal like that. I mean, I do like pizza.
Yeah,
so a pizza set would make the most sense. Go ahead, Turbo.
No, I was just gonna say I definitely I love the on-chain monkeys though. That's a project I've been looking at.
So
I was looking at some of their ordinal stuff like that. Like it's kind of cool, man. I'm excited to meet more of these guys.
Seeker B.
And see what they got going on.
Real quick, are you guys going to be in Art Basel?
Yeah,
Miami for Art Basel.
Yeah, we're actually throwing a big event, the Razzle Dazzle at the Basel. So we have some things. We'll get you some information about that. So maybe that could be a fun little time to do some collaboration.
Yeah. Oh man, that'd be great to get some ordinal sponsors that we have. Like for what we got going on, put them on our backdrop, and then because like what happens if you don't change your mind, Jay? And then now, what I'm saying? Every day we got to do our show. You know what I'm saying? With all these ordinal projects all littered all over the backdrop. You know what I mean? Touche to the ordinal community. You know what I'm saying? Touche.
Love that. All right. Great. I know you got your hand, but I do. We want to chat with Bean real quick. Learn who Bean is in the ecosystem, and then also Crypto Cowboys
and A6. and Crypto Cowboys. Yeah.
There we go. There we go.
Yo, fam, GM, thanks for inviting me over to the show today. And want to give a shout out to the OMB community, the based artist community, on-chain community also. They've been big supporters of what I've been doing. And yeah, I love those two communities, to be very transparent and honest. So yeah, thank you.
Nice, man.
Yeah. Hey, Bing. So what do you are you an artist in the Ordinal community? Is that what it is that you do?
I would consider myself an artist, builder, and creator. I'm kind of all facets of the game. I love to do art. I love to build with other people in the space through partnerships, and obviously I love to create content to educate others. But yeah, I would primarily say I'm just I'm those three things. I can't really put myself in one category because I love to do them all, to be very transparent. But I was able to create my own project called Based Artist, and we've actually been able to incubate artists, builders, and creators within the space and offer them help and support. So while I've been able to do also art on my own, but it's been actually a wonderful time. So I love it.
Awesome. Thank you so much for stopping by. We really appreciate you.
You're welcome. Is there any questions that you have for me particularly? Because I mean, I think what I want to touch up is on the digital artifact aspect, and you guys talked about a little bit earlier that the data that's being on chain, and how it's being looked on because it's immutable. So I think that's the most important aspect, is that you're being able to create information that cannot be played around with, and that actually creates a lot of transparency that the space does need. So I just think that's a really beautiful and cool thing. So
Nice, man.
Yeah, for sure. No.
What what's maybe some of your favorite oh no, Turbo, you go ahead. I know what you had to say.
Well, no, I was just gonna say, that we're just gonna be talking about ordinals and kind of the flow of the conversation. We're just we have 6 minutes until our workout, so we're just kind of wrapping up, getting to know everybody. So we don't have like a specific question yet, but it sounds like this artifact thing, and everybody keeps saying like the whole on-chain thing, and so it's kind of cool hearing some new lingo. So I would say let's check in with Cowboy, let's check in with ASIC, and then and
we
get grateful, or hit Colin's hand, and we'll be working out.
I like that.
It's on fire. Can you change Jay Chains' mind? Do you feel any better yet?
Well, knowing pizza, I know that there's a collection with pizza. Yes, I do feel.
Okay.
That. I mean, I like that. Like,
cool.
But am I willing to part with any of the Bitcoin that I don't have in my portfolio to buy an ordinal? Not at the moment.
Crypto Cowboy, what's up, family?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Oh man, great.
Yeah, man, you got to be real careful about getting separated from your sats, because there are people trying to do that every single day.
Mm-hmm. That's a fact. That's what scares me. That's what scares me.
I mean, you don't got to be scared. We do an ordinal support desk 24/7 pretty much for ordinals. We let you guys know about the current grift. We let you guys know about backdoor deals, things like that. We do a lot of wallet chain analysis. We do a lot of that stuff. So, not too many people in the community, well, the ones that are grifting don't really like us, but we find ourselves at a point to where we have to let new people know what's going on when we onboard them into ordinals, the good and the bad.
Mm-hmm.
My project I'm part of, I got into ordinals, welcome. Thank you guys for having me. Crypto Cowboys. I'm from Sacramento, California. I got into ordinals in February with the Bit8 project. Got kicked out of that project by the community for I don't know what reason, but I got kicked out of that community. I got found by another community called the Goosenals, which dropped on October 3rd. No roadmap, no devs, no promises, no nothing. It just kind of happened naturally and organically. It's a collection. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Dmitry Cherniak on with the Ringers on ETH. He dropped a goose generator, and one of our guys in our group named Hype indexed all of the gooses using SVG code that was written inside of all the gooses from the goose generator. And the specific code he used was, I believe it was coded or created by Dmitry Cherniak. And he indexed all those together. Once they were indexed, they were put on, I believe, Magic Eden first. After that, I think we did almost a Bitcoin a day for almost, I think, 2 weeks straight. I have to look at the analytics, but I do believe that our project was the fastest project to 10 Bitcoin, 20. We're over 67 Bitcoin right now. December 3rd would be I believe, our 3rd month in existence. Our community came together naturally, kind of just once we minted live. Actually, that's what was really fun about it. There was nobody that could get any large amount. It wasn't dropped like anybody. You just had to be there. So I'm just glad that I found this project and this group of people from the base community, which is having a base pass, and you get kind of people sharing their moves, alpha, people helping you, creating wallets, new protocols, bitmaps, things like that. After the second week, the Asian community linked up with us, and we did a postcard that was sent through the blockchain all over the world where everybody signed it. So JChange, I would send it to you. You would create a picture on it. You'd sign your autograph, and then they would add it to a larger postcard, a MoMA postcard. Just something to keep the community engaged. We have a very strong Asian community. We already have.
That's crazy.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you just kept passing this, you just kept passing around, like signing this digital, like you were just literally just signing the transaction, right? Like,
yeah, it was dope, bro. You actually had to create.
That's pretty dope.
You signed your signature JChange across it. It looked pretty fucking sick when you sent it around.
No. My signature is Turbo made it.
Oh, Turbo made it. Okay, all right. That would look dope on there.
Yeah, I'll decide. Wait, you forged my name, Turbo? What the heck, man?
Yeah, I know. I'm like, I didn't look. Me and Jay are very close. I don't. There's the whistle. Last thing I'll say is that I'm not going to forge Jay's name on that checkbook I found at his house that I got in my bag.
Yeah, that's a smart idea.
Listen, so Jay doesn't have a checkbook.
Yeah, no, I definitely do not have a checkbook. Definitely appreciate everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. This is the Web3 Breakfast. We come at you every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern. So appreciate you being here. Halfway through the show every day, what we like to say is you got to have a healthy mind, healthy body, and a healthy portfolio. So that being said, what we do is we do a little quick workout break. So we're going to play a little music. You can get up out your seat, get your heart rate going, get your blood pumping. Man, I didn't say that right. Get your heart pumping.
I feel like Cardi B every time I blow my whistle.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, so that's Coach, man. He's blowing the whistle there, so that means we got to get working out. So this is a track. We're gonna do this one again because we've got some new friends in the house. This is our friend Nessie. Now, Nessie is a Web3 artist. I don't know if you know who he is, but he is he's a gem, man. He's a Web3 gem. So I hope you enjoy this jam.
Stop blowing up my line.
Yo, if nothing else, get up out of your seat, just stand up, touch your toes, reach for the sky. Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? Like, shit. Hey. Love money, fuck drama. Taught to get the commas, they was learning about some blah blah. Can't nobody save you when you slaving for $1. Gotta teach them how to fish so they don't eat. We don't catch a far to play with these lames in a whole different lane, covered by the chosen one. 60 left ain't been the same. Seeing red when I add it up, I'm tired, but it's changing. You can never sub beside the equation. They sleeping on me, but the cash don't. I do it for my twins. What you doing less for? I done hopped in Web3, now I'm seeing cash flow. 85 up in the T's, you can do the math, ho. Mobbing with some queens and they even quote the lines. Rolling woods and they keep an open mind. Had to let go of a couple, they was trying to toe the line. You don't make it multiply, then the time's gonna divide. I just get digits, new way, get chicken, big business, old chick, dismiss it. I can't let nobody stop me from getting my ticket. I don't care if you my man, so don't mean you was empty. Got the keys like a flipping friend tech, turn two to a...
Can't give it to y'all.
Dang.
Can't give you the whole. That's unreleased right there. Can't give you the whole thing. Although maybe we did yesterday. We might have gone most of the way.
I'm glad all 50 people in the ordinal space were able to join us for our workout.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Because that's what it's about, healthy minds, healthy bodies, and healthy portfolios. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. This is the Web3 Breakfast. I'm Turbo Made It, hosted by Jay Chains, a crypto pioneer from way back. Oh, shoot. I thought you had like a little sound thing. We were gonna whip it up. And guys, look, if you want to be a part of the conversation, please just come up, request. All we ask you, raise your hand. You got one rule: don't be a douchebag. No homophobes, no racists, sexist.
That's it.
I'm not gonna say it.
And that's it.
That's it. That's it. And so, guys, today we're talking about Bitcoin Ordinals. I know, Jay. I know you've kind of have your feelings, right? Mm-hmm. The other day, I did kind of stumble on this idea of like, well, if Bitcoin is digital gold, then NFTs must be like digital rings. They're like little chips off the big gold piece. And so there are rings by certain designers and artists that are worth more than a gold bar, but they're only a tiny bit of gold. Now, if this is what we're doing here, I mean, this is a possibility. I'm open ears.
Yeah, well,
but if that's not,
well, that's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like Grateful had said that the other day, and this was one of the reasons why we're having the conversation. It's like, listen, there are some people that would rather take a Bitcoin worth of ordinals versus a Bitcoin, and they think that maybe in the peak of the run, and Grateful, I'm glad you raised your hand, Colin. We'll get to you in a second. But at the peak of the run, like if you did it right, or however ordinals go, like you're going to come out a lot better than like what that one full Bitcoin would do. And Grateful, go ahead and I guess maybe elaborate a little bit more on that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's actually how this whole space got started, because we were kind of talking about just portfolio strategies for the bull cycle. And I think I pretty much just relayed that, I'm going to see maybe an 8x, maybe a 10x in a crazy world on Bitcoin, but you're going to be able to do a lot better if you hedge your Bitcoin holdings into ordinals. At least that's just my opinion. And even not for the bull cycle, man, just like what a lot of these projects are doing long term is pretty crazy. There's so many different aspects of why I'm so bullish on ordinals in general, that this could be like, I've been to ordinal spaces that are like 6 hours, man, 7 hours with like 900 people, and you'll be there for like 4 hours and almost nobody leaves. It's insane. But from, collecting rare sats, which I think is going to be huge down the road, in the future, like years from now, mm-hmm. all these people buying up all these block 9 sats and all these uncommons and rares, that's going to be a huge thing. I mean, you're already seeing people spend, 350 million sats for one sat, 3.5 Bitcoin for a single sat, 3 Bitcoin for a single sat. I think it's going to get kind of crazy down the road from an actual collector's perspective when we get into a more historical era of Bitcoin. Mm-hmm. But I just want to, everybody that I reached out to that showed up, thank you guys. If everybody could retweet the space, that would be awesome. And I think somebody that is going to have some great opinions and is doing some big things in the space, we got to get the mic to ASICS. Sure. He has great, impressive history, and he is doing an amazing project. And he may be able to sway you a little bit with his opinions. Maybe ASICS as a miner, if you could kind of touch on what your initial thoughts were on ordinals when all this first started happening, and where you're at with everything you're doing now, and where you see things long term and maybe effects on the network. That would be awesome, bro. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Appreciate you, Grateful, and J Chains Turbo. Appreciate y'all having me up here today.
Oh, absolutely, man. Welcome.
Yeah, thanks, man. And just a quick TLDR, my perspective might be a little bit different just because I come from a mining background. I just through the last bull cycle built and sold the Midwest's largest mine. We had over 30 megawatts, 10,000 ASICs running, and mined, well over 500 Bitcoin along the way. And so with that, like, just fell in love with just Bitcoin overall, and like really some of the deep philosophical things that come along with it, but then saw this rise of JPEGs, and you saw these monkeys selling for, 6 figures over on ETH and so on and so forth. And at first I was like, what the hell is going on with that? And along the way, just fell in love with the community and like really the power that comes with these projects. And through transitioning from that previous mine and exploring opening another, was like, hey, this is one hell of an opportunity to teach people about mining and get them personal mining exposure, because the barrier to entry is wildly high. And so Ordinals came to existence, and I initially faded, actually. Grateful said that. Like, I was talking to Nick from Luxor, who was telling me I need to do this project on Bitcoin. He's the one who helped push through the DGods block earlier this year. And I was like, no, I need to be on Solana. I need smart contracts. So completely goofed in that regard. But we're here and doing this new project on Bitcoin now. And it's just the development. I can't remember who was speaking to it earlier, but this space, Bitcoin is in this nascent phase in which everyone is so open and collaborative, in which like you throw a problem out and everyone raises their hand to help you solve it. And it's just been this very, very beautiful, frictionless experience since we've came over, in which we've been able to build some really cool stuff, like, and are in the middle of it with guys like Sanj and so on and so forth. And I think there's just a tremendous opportunity. And like, if you want to talk about like just asymmetric opportunities from a portfolio perspective, this is the only 0 to 1 moment that Bitcoin will ever have. Like, JPEGs only come over here once, shitcoins only come over here once, right? And with that comes a tremendous amount of opportunity. And one of them too, one of the opportunities is mining. And that's why we want to give people this opportunity, because we're at a historic low with ASIC pricing, and ASICs actually appreciate with the price of Bitcoin. And you rate these things based off their computational power. So right now we're around, call it $12, $13 a terahash. Last bull run, we got up to $119 to be exact, but $120 per terahash, which is roughly a 10x from where we're at. So there's a lot of opportunities to be had with mining the entire way up, exiting towards the top, and so on and so forth, which is kind of what we are embarking on with our project. But the one thing I did want to talk about, as far as what you mentioned early in the show with essentially the sats being dirtied up with all this art, whether or not like you believe on that side or not, at the end of the day, what this does is further the adoption of Bitcoin. Because if you want to go into Bitcoin as the future global reserve currency and you want to talk about it, I mean, this thing, the rabbit hole is infinitely deep. And you need somewhere to like get people to like just stick their toe in the water before having them go all the way in. Because if you're talking about, monetary policy and securing the grid and national security and all of these other things that can go along the deep rabbit hole with Bitcoin, you got to meet people where they are. And a lot of people just love these JPEGs on the internet. So, that community approach can be that hook to get them in. And then it's time to give them the orange pill, which, that takes years to really understand all the complexity and layers of Bitcoin.
So what's been able to happen, it seems like, is you're able to take the fixed supply of what was 21 million, which is now 18.4, whatever it happens to shake out to be, right, and make an entire ecosystem additionally from that, so that now it's not just about the Bitcoin. I mean, much like Ethereum did, right? Like, and everything else has. But does that, I mean, at the end of the day, is that going to, well, how do I frame this? Let's go to Colin's hand while I think about how I want to frame my question back to you guys.
Hey, thanks for having me up here, guys. Thanks for giving me a chance to interrogate all these people. So I was going to start out with privacy concerns, and if anything's going to be, as long as it's stored on the blockchain, how the Bitcoin community is going to deal with privacy and that idea. But I actually, given what ASICs just said and what Grateful and good things, you guys are talking about adding ordinals. Now, is this like a widening of the Bitcoin space? Much like, I'm from Cardano, so, people create a coin, they create a service, and it kind of widens out. People use ADA to buy it. are people going to be using Bitcoin in the same way, like buying into projects that are created in this way? Is this kind of a widening of it rather than just going beyond the 21 million or 21,000 Bitcoin that are going to be there?
That was a great way to literally, that's how I was trying to frame it. So that was a great question, Colin, because that's what I was asking. It's basically you're creating, something, like you said, a 0 to 1 sum. You're creating this brand new entity. So you bring art over, you can bring, whatever is, needs to be secured.
Yeah, so I think really the term is like circular economy. There's never been a way to have like economic transfer for goods and services on layer 1 Bitcoin. There hasn't been anything that people who hold Bitcoin, they can use it to purchase. You obviously can send Bitcoin, you can transact in Bitcoin. That's really kind of the revolutionary aspect of what Satoshi achieved. But now, for the first time, you can actually create this circular economy, and you see that happen on Ethereum. You see it on Cardano. You see it on Solana, and you've seen what it's done for those networks, right? And you've seen what it's done for adoption. So what this is going to do is it's going to bring people, and it already has. Like we've heard it from, I think, a couple folks today talk about all the people who've come over from the ecosystems like Solana, like Ethereum. I know somebody who's a great contributor to the Ordinal space, who works in the HBAR ecosystem. So you've got this, like, I think you've already got kind of like a decent sized migration of developers and creators who come over, but you're going to get basically, anyone who's interested in crypto, they're going to come in here and want to be a part of this. You definitely already have like venture interest. That's really ramped up over the last several months.
Can you talk to me about that? Because
Sure.
Obviously, because at the end of the day, we know that a bull run's coming, but retail has no fucking money. Nobody in retail has money right now, right? So it's all coming through institutional. And so if you have VC eyes and attention, how so, and like, what are they looking at?
It depends on who you talk to. I think at the end of the day, like the crypto industry is about, like any industry, it's about making money. So, venture is always going to be looking for, in crypto, they're going to be looking for massive gains. So I think there's probably a lot of interest. There's definitely a lot of interest in the infrastructure. Like we built a marketplace and launched it back in August. It's called Asura. Magic Eden was very fast to kind of transform their platform and adopt Ordinals. I think you're going to see OpenSea go that route as well. It's kind of inevitable. But there's also a lot of infrastructure just in building elsewhere on Bitcoin. There's mining infrastructure. There's a whole bunch of stuff, and then there's obviously people saw the amount of money you can make by launching an NFT collection during Ethereum. So I think there's going to be people chasing that as well. But I think more than anything, it's just, if you were watching the crypto market over the last like 3 to 4 years, you saw the NFT boom on Ethereum. People understand, in the investment community, like that's now going to happen on Bitcoin, but at a larger scale with more money. So I think that's kind of the fundamental thesis. But yeah, there's a lot of interesting things. So, we sat down with Michael Saylor during Bitcoin Miami, and his main interest was more about tokenizing real world assets, like tokenizing stocks, bonds, that kind of stuff. He wasn't really interested in the art aspect, but he understood, that Bitcoin as a system is really in his opinion, it's probably the most important system in the world, and the most valuable data should be stored there. And the opportunity now is to find a way to scale this, because to your point earlier, like it's not at a point where it can scale at the moment, but the capability is there. And one of the cool things that that we pioneered earlier this year is we put the first coding libraries on chain on Bitcoin. It's 3 libraries: P5JS, 3JS, and a compression library. And so now that data is accessible to anyone in the world, and there are people using it regularly. I wouldn't say every day at this point. And since we did that, other people have put other coding libraries on Bitcoin. So now Bitcoin is already like it's already a decentralized sort of GitHub, you could think of, or a code repository that anybody in the world can access, and you can build software applications on top of that now, because you can reference that code and without having to keep putting the code on chain. So there's now like this massive sort of door that's been opened, and you're going to see a lot of applications that people never thought possible.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of money to be made there.
Oh, for sure. And I think, listen, we, one of the things that we've been talking about for most of the build market was that, gaming was going to be one of the largest, mass adoption kind of influx moments that we'll see once we see that really take off. And then all of a sudden the conversation started shifting over to RWAs. And I firmly believe that also is going to be one of the biggest catalysts for mass adoption, because that provides more institutional involvement possibilities, whereas gaming really doesn't. And so with that being said, knowing that, that's maybe a direction that some developers and some projects are heading in the ordinal ecosystem, that's something I can 100% get behind, because I firmly believe that is going to take us to a new level once that is figured out, once the scalability of all of that is figured out.
I was just looking over on Magic Eden because when I think when ASICS was talking, I was like, I got my Bitcoin wallet, the Xverse or whatever, and I was like ready to go. Then I didn't know where to go to find any ordinals to buy. So then he said Magic Eden, so I'm looking over there, and then bro, it dawned on me, right? Like I see this I don't want to call it the wrong thing, inscription or NFT. I don't know what they call them, NFTs, I guess, but it was 0.13 Bitcoin. I was like, oh my God, like that's a lot of money, right? Because even back when I first got in, because I started off in Crow and Cardano. So a project might be like 1,200 Crow or, 300, 400, 500, 900 Cardano, right? Or ADA. And so it was like, man, it's hard to get people to make that switch, because over on ETH, you could buy something for 0.001 or whatever, right? And it's a mine thing. But now Bitcoin getting into the game, holy Toledo, their 0.1 is that's a good day.
If you guys here's one thing I will say, and art is always subjective, 100%. And so I'm not here to knock any art, but if you are watching on the live stream, we do multi-stream this. So not only is it a Twitter space, but we're on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. But if you are watching, like, I can tell you that is not worth $40,000.
Oh no, Jay, you mean this piece here? Let me start off by telling you about this.
Yeah, please describe this for the people that are listening.
Yes, so this is actually one of the finest pieces of art made by Bitcoin Straightline. He is very known for his stick figures, one of the best. This one here leaves people very confused because his face is very but Bitcoin is coming out. And so this is 40,000 easy. I can tell you that you'll see this on the Antique Roadshow in many years for at least 50,000 Satoshis. Thank you for stopping by.
Okay. All right. I love that. That's fun. Yeah, you can, easiest way, if you ever want to watch the live stream, as opposed to checking it on the Twitter space or the X space, just go to web3breakfast.com. You can watch it live there, or on YouTube, just at JChains. I think you can find it at Web3 Breakfast on YouTube as well, but
that's all I could think about when you pulled that picture up. I'm like, but one day people are going to be like standing around this thing like, look at this. You know what I mean? Like museum music playing in the back. This was amazing. This is the greatest time in art history ever.
Oh my goodness. We're just messing around here. But I am, listen, because not only do I think, like art and NFTs, like the PFP craze that we just went through, I think that's coming to a close for most of what NFTs are, right? Like the big hype. People will always need a PFP. People will always need their character to be what it needs to be. I get that, and the ecosystem is going to scale, so that will go up. But what we want is the other parts of NFTs to start to flourish, right? The other intended, targets of what NFTs can be. Those ecosystems need to grow. And so I was trying to picture, like, on NFTgo.io, when we talked about this the other day, like, we've got art, music, utility, land, all these things. Like, these verticals need to start gaining some traction. And I think, again, RWAs, that is going to be something that is going to explode in the next year. So now I've got some work to do, because I've started to research a couple projects, and we're not going to name any other chains, but so now I've got on my notes, and I will create a Trello board. What I don't want to do is have the chimes go off and you guys get annoyed with me. The last time I did that, I was marking down my Trello boards for all the episodes that I got to create. But we're going to do this. I am going to dig in, because I'm digging into RWAs anyway, but now I got to figge out what's happening here in the ordinal scene. So
most definitely,
we got to get some of these
loving
hands,
this. Yeah, I was gonna say, good. Yeah, I thought ASIC was up. Was that right?
Let's have Grateful set it up. Grateful, you go first. Set it up.
Yeah, man. That was funny. That was good. But something that I think is really cool, just versus NFTs in general, with ETH and all these other chains and everything, you're pretty much, for your value, it's like 100% dependent on what the team is doing. And then like rare traits and what's cool, you know what I mean, is where like the value comes from for what people are trying to get in the collection, like what's rare, so on and so forth. And you're pretty much 100% dependent on the team and what they're going to build and actually be able to follow through with. But with ordinals, you are dependent on the team and the project, obviously, but there's so many other different value like aspects to getting into collections. I think that's like a big driving force and something that separates ordinals from regular NFTs in a big way, because you have your sats, the year of it, your rarity. There's just so many different avenues that you can go down when you look through projects. But like what you were just showing and everything, that was funny. But like somebody just bought a Bitcoin rock for like $220,000 like 2 weeks ago, bro.
Wow.
Over 6 Bitcoin. So I'm just saying,
He bought multiple at that price.
Why?
He did. He bought, I think, 2 or 3. So there's a lot of collectors in the world, and Bitcoin is the king, right? So this is, I think ASICS touched on it earlier, but this is just another gate that's opened to bring people into Bitcoin, but also crypto in general. And I think, before ordinals, Bitcoin was kind of boring. Like, it was cool if you're making a bunch of money and mining and trading, but it's a store of value. It's not really, it's not really built for anything but to be a store of value. And now there's a bunch of fun shit going on and really cool shit and innovative shit.
Mm-hmm.
And the progression of the way the space is moving has been insane. So with actual, collector, I guess, based properties and historical things you can look for way down the road when ordinals have been around for 5 or 10 years, I think there's a lot of certain things that are going to allow projects that have been here from the start to retain their value, to keep bringing people in and to drive more demand. Yeah, dude, I turned into an ordinal maxi, bro. Holy shit.
I love it, Grateful. I'm happy for you. That's exciting. I mean, listen, Turbo and I are talking in the back channels, just kind of like interesting. Like this has been eye-opening. I can't say that I'm not going to go all in on picture ordinals, but I'm definitely going to look at the pizza. So if somebody can, someone up here on the stage can DM me and shoot me the link that I need to look at the pizza ones. I want to make sure that I
even
find
the stats, bro. Like, yeah, I can shoot you some stuff, man. Like, I have okay, the pizza stats are not going to be in any shortage anytime soon, right? You're talking about 10,000 Bitcoin that were used, and how many sats are in a Bitcoin. There's a lot of pizza sats, bro, and they are cool. But even just sats, like, I've been collecting them for the future, just for myself in terms of like value years down the road, but also for my son, man, because he is one of my sons. He's really young, but he is really, really, really into art, and the pricing on rare sats and uncommons and block nines, actually, I think are their value is going to go way up compared to how expensive they are now, because they're still fairly cheap. But I mean, uncommons are like $160 per sat, $190 depending on what's going on in the day. So it's really interesting to see the development and all of the people that are swooping sats for either their collections or just for the same reasons that I'm doing it. But I can definitely shoot you information, bro. And if you're on Magic Eden right now in the back, like Turbo is, you can just search rare sats on there. There's different areas you can go besides Magic Eden, different platforms you can use to hunt and sat hunt. But Magic Eden does have a rare sats category, and then you can filter those down to what you're looking for as far as, rares or black uncommons or block nines or whatever. But there's some collections doing some awesome things with rare sats. OG Satoshi's is doing right now. They were supposed to have a drop today, but because of all the mempool sniping that was going on, they moved it to Friday. And that's just another thing. Like, that was a huge issue, the mempool sniping, and Magic Eden is like, we're on top of it. We're not going to have anybody dropping over the next couple of days till we get it figured out. So things get worked out pretty quickly, and it's been great to see. The scammy shit seems to go away pretty quick because there was an influx of that in the summer. But it kind of seems like there's a shift from, I don't want to say this word, it's kind of strong, but just like there's a lot of toxicity, I feel like, in the NFT space over on ETH. And in Ordinals, it's just like a different vibe, man. Everybody's like always down to inform and help people out, and projects help other projects overcome certain challenges that they're having. So it's cool, dude. They hit different, bro.
I like that.
Listen,
I like that. Like, that was one of the most refreshing things when I came over to NFTs from coins, was the toxicity. In the beginning, there was no toxicity in the NFT ecosystem. Everybody was happy and all that stuff. And then that did change. Bear markets do that to people. Obviously, like, everybody gets shitty, and we're getting ready to hopefully have that all be gone away for a little bit. And obviously it will come back after 2025, but for now, I think we can all be happy and enjoy. Let's get to a couple hands. I know, let's go A6 and then Colin, and then we'll probably get on out of here for the day. But I do want to say, moving forward, Thursdays is now Bitcoin Ordinals Day, because we got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of research. So we're going to do this together.
Yeah, we definitely want to do Ordinals Day for sure. Yeah. And I'll have one thing I want to throw in at the very end of Colin, just something short.
Okay, cool. All right.
That's okay. Yep.
What you got, A6?
Yeah. For the sake of research, for those of you who do have Magic Eden open, I want to show you something that's like pretty unique to Ordinals that I think is just really special overall. If you have it pulled up, check out OMB, the Ordinal Maxi Biz. I would say that's probably the pillar and face of Ordinals. And what's really cool about this is the fact that, like, this is the time chain. And when you go back to Q1 earlier this year, and this was all extremely new, there were a handful of guys like ZK and Nullish and a handful of others that saw this whole thing about hunting rare sats. And what they did was go out and were the very first ones to find Satoshi sats, like the very first sats to ever hit circulation from Block 9 out of Satoshi's wallet, as well as Block 78, which was the first transaction between Satoshi and Hal Finney himself. And so this sat hunting and all of that wasn't a thing. They went out, they wash traded hundreds of millions of dollars to find these things. And once they did, they inscribed these first collections on Satoshi sats, like Satoshi himself or herself, whoever that is. And it's provenance, it's history. And if you're like a Bitcoin max, you look at this and you're like, holy smokes, like these were actually brought into existence by that person. And I think you're seeing the price appreciation of it. Right now, the largest collection, which is the Green Eyes, is worth over half a Bitcoin. And it's only a few months old. It's absolutely amazing. And then the Blue Eyes are 2.14 floor Bitcoin, and the Red Eyes are 3.17 Bitcoin. It's wild when you look at this value, and people are happily paying it. And I think that you're going to see these. And when I was talking about that asymmetric opportunity, for instance, you're seeing the rise of like our version of CryptoPunks and Bored Apes and so on and so forth. The OMBs are taking the cake. Like, those always will be first. That can never be changed. They are the ones who found and who really pioneered this whole rare sat thing and inscribing on top of it and so on and so forth. And for that, I think you're going to see Yes, the art is unique in the sketchiness, or like I don't even know how to properly articulate like what type that is. But Tony's an absolute beast. Has proven himself in the real world and then here. And man, I just think that there's just layers to ordinals that just don't exist on these other chains, just because of that timestamp perspective and when these individual sats are brought into circulation, who they're brought into circulation by, and they each come with their own unique story. Now, these ones in particular are of the significant importance, given the fact that there's only a handful that are in circulation that Satoshi himself have touched and how and all of that stuff. So just wanted to provide some context as far as like why some of these might have the floor that they have and why they continue to move in the fashion that they are.
Awesome. Love that. Thank you so much for that that context. Yeah, I'm looking at that. I got them pulled up on the live stream right now. Yeah, 0.515 is the floor on that. Very, I mean, I see what you're saying.
Look
Grateful.
at the filter for red and blue.
Yep.
Check that out to blow your mind.
Oh yeah, I scanned down. I scrolled all the way down there. I see what you're saying now. So I mean, it's just a way. And now some people unfortunately are going to get caught with a bag. Sometimes that happens. But if you play it right, I guess you could make some Bitcoin. Maybe I'll launch my NFT collection on
Valor, the Valor project.
We'll see. Colin,
that'd be dope. That's crazy.
Oh, I think it's interesting what these guys are doing. I don't know if eventually I want to know if they're like, we're trying to bring underlying value to our NFTs. I want to know if they're trying to do that with ordinals, like if they're trying to, the projects that are about creating social fabric are awesome, but eventually, we're looking at how can we use NFTs to help, crowd fund community infrastructure, things like that. Are they looking at using NFTs for any of these types of projects? And also, I know now that we're kind of branching out into NFTs, I don't want to commit heresy here with the Bitcoin crew, but are they looking at side chains? And I'm just curious about that.
Good things. You want to take that and then add whatever you had your hand up.
Yeah, sorry. What was the question called about sidechains?
Are they thinking about that with Bitcoin? That was kind of their whole thing, is there's no more, the altcoin business. Other projects are using side chains to get over some of the scalability issues. Is that a consideration now with the Bitcoin community?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think layer 2s, with like stuff like Lightning, it's been a like kind of a known need all along. So yeah, I definitely think there's definitely people looking into scaling solutions that are not on layer 1. So yeah, absolutely. I know you guys are wrapping up the show, and I got to go myself. We're actually my company and the community that we have assembled and built here. We're about to embark on a kind of a historic journey today. We're basically migrating the first 10K collection from Ethereum to Bitcoin. That starts in 3 hours.
Oh wow, nice.
This is one of the cool things about this space is, like there are people who've been here for a very long time. We're one of them, but there's a lot of other folks. And I think that what ASICS was talking about, like there's a lot of historical markers that have been achieved this year. The one today is a big one because our assets, they currently sit at a 2 ETH floor. And so, you take the market cap of that collection, we're about to move that from Ethereum to Bitcoin. It's probably not going to happen all today, and it's totally up to the user, but it's a very big event. And so anyways, yeah, just thought I'd throw that out there. I'm going to send you a DM, JChains. Our CEO, Danny Yang, he's been in Bitcoin for a very long time. in your research, I think, that might be one of he did a podcast with Block Runner. That'd be a good one, just to get some context on kind of what this is all about. And then I also posted the Galaxy Digital Report in the comments, and then some recent sales on our marketplace for our Dimensions collection. I haven't tallied up the volume, but I think our floor is at like a 0.5 to 0.6 Bitcoin floor. And the highest sale there was about, I think, 4 Bitcoin for one of our rares. That went to Jason Sora of Sora Ventures. So, this stuff is very real. The market for NFTs on Ethereum and Solana is definitely not going away. But yeah, we're going to see, I think, a new S curve with this Ordinals market. But yeah, thank you guys so much for having me.
No, man, I appreciate you being here. Honestly, that was so cool to learn so much from everybody. Shout out to you guys. Good luck. Best of luck with the migration. That obviously is going to be a challenge unto itself. And shout out to the community for being such a support. I know Seeker B, one of the guys in our community, is really the one who I think voiced to get you guys here. And then there was a couple other like Grateful. Got some other folks from the community, to come and join the conversation and, sit and listen today. And I'll tell you what, man, like this was cool. Again, Thursdays, that's our new Bitcoin Ordinal Day. Turbo, what do you got for us?
Yeah, I was just going to say, man, because like, this project that I've had, for a long time, that would, about it, bro, this adds a layer that would make this thing so incredibly special. But, but I don't really know anything about Ordinals. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely, if anybody who's out here that's big into it, please, hit me with a follow, jump in the DMs. I want to learn because, I don't want to infiltrate the culture. You know what I'm saying? But like, you guys do have something over there that's special that could really take that project to a level.
I love that.
Bajillion. So,
know
what I'm saying?
All right. Well, appreciate you guys from here. I know we kept you a little late today, but we thank you. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We will be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern, as we are every Monday through Friday. Tomorrow is Pizza Day. It's also a week in review, talking about all the things that happened throughout the week. So we'll get a link out in a little bit here. So make sure you set that reminder. But remember, one of the things we like to say is make sure you can get yourself to be 1% better each day than you were the day before. And you stack those things up. Those are called wins, baby. And then pretty soon that frown maybe turning upside down into a smile. So let's navigate this build market together. We're out of it. Let's go, baby. Bitcoin is going to come and get us soon. So, all right, we'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
Real quick, J-Chain.
Yo, what's up?
My guy. Have you taken down the Change My Mind sign yet from your table? I know you still got your coffee, but is the Change My Mind sign gone? How do you feel?
You'll have to tune in tomorrow to find out.
Next Thursday.
Nah, you can come in tomorrow because we got to talk about the weekend review.
Oh,
yeah, we'll talk about Bitcoin Ordinals. We'll touch on it tomorrow. So we'll see you guys tomorrow at 9 a.m. Adios, amigos.